fine.
Okay.
You can go come over here and sit by the front. I don't have like an office. So the reason I'm here is because I'm the traffic division sergeant, so I don't work in the same kind of chain of command as the officers that were involved over there.
Okay.
I did get a chance to watch the body cam video after I spoke to you.
Okay.
What exactly was your main complaint against the deputies that were there?
We've got 2 videos as well. One where you can definitely see he actually recorded underneath the car.
Yeah, I can tell he was recording.
So we got that, but we've also got the recording of, once again, for like the 7th or 8th time, dangling the keys. He never stood down, no matter how much information was given to him, especially, and then he's caught several times lying about what he said when he didn't say it. In fact, the officer's the first one that fuck even came out of anybody's mouth. Period.
That's offensive language. You didn't like it?
No, I mean, it's unprofessional for him, especially with his excessive force. But again, when you're sitting there saying we have the keys and dangling, and then all of a sudden the kid does an ID refusal to sit on the ground, and he calls his dad, and then his dad shows up screaming, "That's my kid. That's my car."
Were you his dad?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah, my hair was up. So I've got a picture which I'll show you. We can go through all of it. I have a picture of Holdridge on top of him, waiting for him to get handcuffed by somebody else, not letting go of his wrist, even though somebody else, big boy with tattoos, had him. You can tell how many times he sat there and didn't let go. I got his hands 4 or 5 times. He wouldn't even release him, but you could see him drooling over me before coming over to me, and I got my hands up. I have a CCW. I'm being compliant with everything. I'm trying to have a conversation with him. Yeah, I'm a mad dad. I was definitely upset.
Well, so I watched the video, okay?
So then he came over and assaulted me because I was already surrendering to this guy. I don't know his name because I'm not allowed to have any reports about my own false arrest. I was giving myself to this guy, and then he come over and assaulted me, twisted me up even excessive, and then turned around, and then while he was, I don't know if you watched all the videos, you have Holdridge trying to reach for the gun out of this deputy's hand, and then tripping over the 2 deputies, and I end up getting, they get frustrated, and I end up getting slammed in the back of the pickup truck. So that's my point, is I got illegally arrested. I got for 2 hours put in jail, which again, over my own car. Nobody could run the plates. If somebody would have ID'd for me, I'm not a cop, this is hearsay. But if I were to run this, like, so you're not going to ID, so if I run that plate, you're going to tell me the name of it? I mean, just anything, because he even said it on there in between that. The keys were shown at 8 seconds into the video. And then we were part of the business. He didn't listen to Holdridge didn't listen to nothing. He saw it, he had bacon, and he went for it. Understand? We can only talk so much because this is still pending. But again, my son having a clean record to now all of a sudden have to go to court over getting in their own car. And in the video of that, you can see him. They're not. Jonathan slowly. He's drunk, by the way. Jonathan, our third guy. So, but he's sitting there. They're getting the bedding out, nice and slow. Usually, when a car is being sacked in the middle of nowhere, that we're on private property with permission that I will bring. I'll have Timmy sign it. Usually, the car doors are open. People are like sketchy. They're not just calmly folding stuff and still, doing what they're doing, dangling the keys. Did you see keys when you watched the video?
I did.
Yeah, everybody who has come at me.
It wouldn't have mattered, frankly. The keys aren't the deciding factor in that video. The car was parked up on the sidewalk. It was next to a bin. It's in a business district. It's after hours. I think Deputy Holdridge, the beginning of that video, I think, is very exceptional police work. There's a cop that's out there trying to do his job. He doesn't have to be. He could be parked here watching YouTube at the office, right? He's not the kind of guy that's out there wasting taxpayer dollars, just wasting time pulling over soccer moms for doing 5 over because he wants their number. He's out there in an area where he thinks that there's going to be crime.
Pick on kids.
For people he thinks are criminals, and I think that he did a good job at the beginning of that. You've got your guys that were on the sidewalk, clearly not where normal people park their cars.
We were actually on private property, not the sidewalk.
You're going to let me talk, I'll let him talk. Yeah, I get you guys are upset with what happened, but when he asked them for their IDs or to identify themselves when he first got there, they were immediately uncooperative, and I don't have any issues with the way that he handled the first part of that call. As far as the later arrest of you, I think that was dealt with Deputy Jacobson, or excuse me, Sergeant Jacobson at the time. He reviewed the probable cause and determined that you should be let out because there wasn't enough reason to hold you. There is, when someone has reasonable suspicion of a crime, there is a reason to hold on to them for a while. But I do want to collect all the data you have so that I can do my internal investigation into the matter. I've already, like I said, I watched the beginning of the video. they're immediately they are uncooperative with him. They refuse to identify themselves. Let's go back in time. If they just stood there and said, "Oh, yeah, sorry, this is my car. I have ID right here," it'll show. It would have ended the entire involvement. They didn't.
We did.
It's right here on seconds.
They did not.
Everything is we're part of the.
You want to watch it right now?
I already watched it.
Okay.
If you guys want
I say
to
father.
this,
I say it's my father's car. We dangle keys.
the keys are not identifications, sir.
Unlocking the car. Starting the car.
Usually.
And once you're already, well, anybody can have keys to a car.
Right, but then wouldn't a normal person say, "Can you start the car? Make sure it's the right keys. Can you call your dad? What's the plate on? What's the name on the plate? Because I'm about to run it, and if it's bad, we're all gonna do.
We're
We're all
already
gonna go.
having a problem right now where we're not listening to each other. Okay.
I know. The only reason is because
I'm trying to help you understand what happened out there, and I'm going to be documenting all the stuff that you said to me about this case, and I want you to I can see you recording this. I want you to know the facts of what happened at the beginning of that, because you yourself said when he talked to you about your son that sometimes he can be.
I was lied to.
Right. About.
I didn't get to know any of this or the
Did
discovery.
you watch the body cam videos?
Yeah, over and over and over. We
Did you
stopped.
watch the video of that?
We paused. Oh yeah.
Oh, we're doing all the research.
We did everything again. It's all right here.
Well,
what
if you
was
think
said.
that was appropriate, the way that those two young men acted, then I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain to you what happened out there in a proper way.
Okay.
Your NRS codes will.
You want to talk to me about this?
I did,
Okay.
and I heard. I want to hear everything you have to say, and I want the evidence you have that maybe shows something I don't know.
Well, then the only evidence that I can give you that you don't have, unless you know some of the rear, like, do you guys have cameras on your vehicles?
No, just on our bodies.
How about some of the booking and stuff? Do you guys allow any of that, or the sergeant
jail
when he drove me
video?
home, was he recording when he drove us back to not our scene but you guys' scene?
I'm not sure.
For our safety and yours.
Watch that body cam video again. Just the complaint that I got from the front desk, which came to me again just today. Listed only one deputy. I watched the videos involving that deputy after I spoke to you on the phone.
See, because so back to I was lied to and I didn't get to see what my son said. So I was under the impression as well. The captain called me on the 7th, the next day, and we were in the ER trying to get looked at for our injuries. We turned around and I got if your son wouldn't have said F you. And again, if anybody were to actually watch the video, you can see who said F first.
I didn't say that your son did say that.
Well, that's under the premises. Again, so I guess what I have to say is, if I'm getting in my car and it's unlawful order, you start telling me to do stuff.
Private property.
Again, your investigation is all about power, not actually.
Well, it's a lawful order to tell your son to get on the ground. It's 100% a lawful order. If there's reasonable suspicion there, it doesn't have to be probable cause. It's very reasonable.
I wonder what the NRS code is that.
Objective. And you can, if you want to take this further, that's absolutely
We
your
have to,
prerogative.
because
Yeah.
you guys are gonna ruin his record, and he's got a clean record. He's never been arrested until this. It's just a misdemeanor. It's not a huge thing, but we are held accountable as citizens.
Remember, originally it was a felony.
Damien, can I talk, please, sir?
Originally it was a felony.
We were charged with 2 felonies, or he was charged with 2 felonies. I was charged with the misdemeanor of obstruction and then let go, because I asked for a sergeant on scene, and nothing happened. Everybody was complicit, and you hear your officer all the way through the video lying about what my kid said. So I don't know if that.
He's not lying.
Oh,
all right.
he's
What he
straight
is
up.
he's paraphrasing. Right? People remember that there's multiple types of communication. Right? There's verbal. There's nonverbal. Okay. And there's explicit. You can make signs. Right? He's going with nonverbal communication and verbal at the time. His brain is this is scientific. This is scientific stuff where people, they hear and they see the verbal and the nonverbal at the same time, right? If he hears your son say what you say he said, what he said in the video that he quoted to you that your son said, right? That was your son's body language. It was your son's words, what he said. Okay, he didn't put that in quotes, right? He didn't put that in quotes in his when he spoke to you. He didn't say he said exactly this. He said this is what he said to me, and that's what he said through his body language, his actions, and his words.
Okay, so basically this is a kind of a wash, it seems. Not you standing here, but it seems that I can't even get my own discovery for my own case.
390 on code 4106.
Everybody's the district attorney up here upstairs.
No, you're fine.
District attorney won't let me have anything. They're instructed not to talk to me anymore because he has counsel, not me.
Well, for civil stuff like you're talking about, like excessive force and any kind of damages, you've got time. You got a couple of years, 2 years for that.
Right.
To do your stuff. So waiting till the criminal stuff is done.
Well, that's for him. That's not for me.
Well, you don't have any criminal stuff.
But he was just
I was
arrested.
just assaulted and unlawfully arrested.
Okay.
So, and that's why
And again,
I
it's,
fill out a
he
complaint.
has to, right, and that's why the complaint's in. And you want, so the complaint that you have, is that for you or for him?
That's for me.
Okay.
Again, I can't. How am I to get assaulted while I'm already surrendering to another officer? Because I'm watching them both gang up on me for, again, my car, for no reason. And it doesn't matter how many times I've sat there for almost 20 minutes and said everything. And even during the video, if anybody listens straight through it, you can tell, I don't know, it's probably his car. So again, we're just a stand down count. Besides, he needed to protect himself and make sure it was all lawful, which was happening here too. Because
Now, it's been reviewed.
I went to records,
It's
and
been
records
reviewed by
said-
me. It's been reviewed by the captain. It's been reviewed by the sheriff, and it's been determined to be lawful.
But
The force that he used was lawful. And again, I'm not in his chain of command. I don't know anything to this person. In fact, he's works in another division, and I just assumed that their
heard
division.
word for word verbatim that he just straight up was an asshole.
What did I hear?
Well, I'm saying because so far I haven't heard anything about, what was actually said, because he's with the investigation that he walked up and asked who car it is. It was my dad's.
We have a video. We don't need me to quote the video and then make a mistake in my quoting the video. But what I can do is I can paraphrase what happened in the video. But you were there, right? And someone
I wasn't there in the
people
beginning.
have tried to explain to you what happened, and you're still here.
I came in after Jonathan started recording, after the keys dangling in front of it. We have permission to be here. I don't know this, and that's what said how many times. After him tackling my son with my son's zero resistance,
Well, your
called
son-
1010, called a 1010 when he had full control of my son on top of him.
He didn't him in handcuffs. You couldn't even get him in handcuffs until his
I
partner
don't
got
know
there.
how somebody's supposed to roll over in between a set of tires and being shoved under a car.
Being choked on the knee.
Even when the other officer got up and his first backup showed up, they're asking him to give him a hand. And here's Damien being squashed still by another officer.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I saw the video. It was.
Okay. So basically,
was-
this goes down to civil, right? So I'm not trying to interrupt you or be rude.
No,
so
no.
this comes into, I'm assistant now, the district, the attorney general. These guys sent me when I filed the report, said I need to go to the attorney general. Attorney general one sends me back up there, and,
Did they really?
and around and around and around we go. Because again, I didn't do anything wrong to get assaulted and unlawfully arrested. And the person who arrested me is doesn't he have a child and a child and a bun in the oven?
I don't think it's appropriate for you to be talking about his family at all.
So he's obviously cheating with some broad at the gym or something.
Which is against the law of cheating.
So, I guess the character, when it comes to it, it wasn't there. I understand you're defending about it. I'd expect that. But yeah, it was way too fast within how fast he was on top of him, especially.
I think I'm done talking about this. You guys, good luck with your case. I'm going to be filing my paperwork. If you guys don't want to give me your videos and your
Well,
paperwork,
we can, but how do we do this?
you can airdrop. Is that an Apple device? You can airdrop to my device. Because I see this situation is that what happened here, right, was a contact that was reasonable up to this point at least. All this stuff was reasonable. Now, if you want me to go through the other stuff with the other officers there, after a sergeant arrived at the scene, that's a different thing. The sergeant right there was the one who was at the
I asked the
jail.
sergeant, nobody. The sergeant finally came to my cell after 2 hours of booking. Finally, 20 minutes of in there smiling at the camera, having a good time, thinking, well, hey, it did nothing to be here. Then he come in there and he says, can I have you step out? We need to get you dressed. We need to give your money and your gun back, and I need to drive you back. I need to drive you back. That's what he said. He said, in his words, he kept talking. Now, the captain didn't like me saying that to the captain.
Well, and here's the thing. That's why we were released at the scene. It's because the sergeant was able to review what happened. Okay? And if you're here to complain about the arrest, that is a different thing than the force that was at the scene.
from me getting assaulted here to me.
That was a reasonable and lawful detainment at the time.
So it's to cause somebody bodily pain like that, to come and attack them when they're already surrendering to another officer, that's justified, is what you're saying.
Again, what was happening at the scene is not what you're describing to me.
Because my hands are up. I'm like this. I'm totally like, you know, and then as soon as, and when
Here's what I want to do, okay? I don't want to get into an argument about what should be. Obviously, I get it. I can see where this is going, and I want you to make sure you get all your information documented on this, and that is what I'm trying to accomplish here. All right, I'm not trying to go into the nitty-gritty of what exactly was happening and why I think it was justified and why you don't think it was justified, because I can tell both based on watching your interaction with them at the scene and by talking to you that we're maybe not going to be speaking the same language there, and I don't want to make you upset, and I also don't want to not get the information that I need for this report.
Right.
That makes sense?
No, I mean it's all here. It's all there.
Do you know how to work the Apple computer and get this stuff on a link?
Apple, no, I don't like Apple.
I don't know how this. The only way I can think of to get this particular video is to take like a screen recording of it, and then that would save it. How did you get this video? Did you download
Download it through a Mac computer, an Apple product.
So what we can do is grab another flash drive and deliver that if needed.
That would work. Yeah,
Okay.
that would work just
We
fine.
can get a spare one of those.
Yeah, do you guys come through town regularly, or?
I have a shop behind Timmy,
Right.
behind Ducks Radio.
I didn't know if you still use that shop, or you said you're coming from Reno today.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would work just fine. When do you think you'll have that flash drive? Or can you take that flash drive and then upload it to that? Do you have another device that's email?
This is it.
We can probably deliver it the first when I have to come back here.
Yeah, that'll work. The first.
I mean, that's the plead and everything.
Okay. Do you mind if I watch these videos in totality and on your phone before you go? That way, at least, because I'm going to write something about it today. I want to make sure that I've seen it before I submit.
Okay, so
In case
the
there's
two
something
bottom
in
ones,
here.
you got everything else except
This one
for,
and that one.
I believe these two are, that's Jonathan and that's Damien recording right there. Go ahead and let you.
Station, you are required. Absolutely.
And he never gave a real RES.
Okay.
I asked him,
He asked him before
He
he
did.
got touched. He asked him, and he
and
stated,
all he said was that we're on a business. Didn't say anything else.
Again, reasonable suspicion is something that a reasonable officer would have. Maybe not the reasonable suspicion that you might have.
Okay.
It's very reasonable.
all I know is if I'm not committing a crime and we got the keys to the car, run the plates,
Even if
I'm
you're
not going to
walking
ID.
around that neighborhood wearing all black like they were, even if you were in a car, right?
Right.
And you're prowling, going around businesses that are in the dark, in an area where there's lots of burglaries, they would have reasonable suspicion to ask for your name, and you'd have to you're legally required to tell them.
So if you don't have an ID on you, what do you do then?
Tell them your name, first and last.
Even if you're not committing a crime?
Well, again, you know you're not committing a crime. They have reasonable suspicion.
That's what the investigation is for, right?
Right, and that's why they need your name. And that's kind of where this whole stemmed from the beginning. Right, if you just said your name, I need to run your plate.
He didn't ask for a name. He asked for ID. I told him I didn't have one. He didn't ask for a name after that. He just told me, sit down on the side, get off of private property onto public.
All right, I'm not going to sit here and
No,
argue.
no, it's all right. I'm just talking.
Think about the video from our perspective. You're making
We've
furtive movements. You're reaching
watched
in your
it.
pocket. You're reaching behind you. I watched the video too.
I close the door and I pull out my phone.
He was 100%.
Had my hands all clear, pretty much.
All by himself out there. You saw how long it took him to get back up there. We're like 5 minutes deep in this video. He's all by himself out there trying to protect your dad's business.
Yeah, protecting from what though? I wasn't causing anything. Wasn't pulling or running or anything. Yeah, that's it for that.
I just want you to. I mean.
No, I get it. Yeah, I get it from
Try
a
to look
real
at it from
criminal
his
perspective of, catching someone if they're actually doing something wrong. But when the criminal run,
You can't tell. You can't tell until you do the investigation, and that's why the law is the way it is. It's to protect you. It's also to protect him and let him do his job. And I can tell based on the language that's coming out of everyone's mouth there, right? Your dad and you, that there's not a lot of respect for law enforcement.
I respect the shit out of you guys. What I don't expect is excessive force And then deflects is that, and I've seen this several times, and being told why you're already surrendered for being detained and being told that you're not supposed to watch YouTube, you know. And so basically the command to that is, what is it? I'm not supposed to know my rights, and then being called a constitutionalist by somebody who's raised their right hand to defend foreign and domestic.
Oh, I'm a constitutionalist too.
So to be called this on the video and you're one of those and stuff like that, you would think.
Stop watching YouTube and all that.
Yeah, just some unprofessional shit. But see, the same language.
I don't disagree with some unprofessional language there, right? But I do understand there's a human element to this, and those guys are people just like you and me.
Right. I respect people, the human being you are.
They're
It's
out there
the
doing
badge that I
job
don't
that's
yet.
difficult.
It's more of earn the respect first.
They're out there doing a difficult job, right? And they are being afforded no help from you, and you did violate laws which made them escalate the force to what they did. Right? So this whole incident stemmed from legal contact, which is what my job is to review.
Right.
And then their contact, right? If they're insulting you, that is a matter that I need to handle, right? If their language is abusive, right? Like
It's in there. It's in there.
Absolutely, that's something that I handle on an internal side.
Does your wrist for that long a time go that way? I'm just curious.
Backwards this
He
way.
looks pretty flexible.
I'd only do that. He's only halfway,
This is
but
as
that's
far as I can go.
almost so
Again.
halfway is there. This is
Again, based on that situation, the level of force that he was able to, that he exerted right there was justified.
And here's him drooling on me next as he's on top of him.
He's trying to protect himself.
And now
you're coming from the light, he can't see you.
Well, I stayed behind a tree because he started doing this.
Stayed
So
behind the tree,
I
you
stayed
stayed behind light.
I stayed behind this tree.
So
His
are you
light.
a known or an unknown to him?
Oh, I'm an unknown to him. No. As far as the stop and everything goes, and he asked me, what would you want if somebody's breaking into your car? I'd want you to wrap him up. Unfortunately, it's my son, and my son was very with word for word at the end. Once the hands came on, then it got even worse. But I'm going to tell you, he did not say F first.
He
I
did.
answered the
You
questions.
didn't have to. You didn't. Just plain didn't. Okay.
And again, I understand his blind spot, but he's got all his back up here right now at this moment, and he's now drooling on me to come get me, even though he hasn't seen me do anything yet either.
Right.
So
Again, the situation, right? He's trying to lawfully detain somebody, and now there's all these distractions, all this chaos at the scene. He's just one computer, okay? And cops are very good, they're very smart, but they're not that good where they can calculate 3 different trajectories, 3 different threats, and understand what everyone's saying all at the same time. Right then, he's in a holding pattern. He's trying to stay safe. He's trying to keep from having hurt him any worse, right? Because if he reached under that car, then Deputy Holdridge would have been justified into all sorts of force to keep him from reaching under the car.
what do you mean reach under the car?
You know where his phone was? Where he's holding his hand? If he drops that phone and reaches out of sight with that other hand and Deputy Holdridge happened to notice, right? That's another furtive movement. He can then react to that force. So
Holdridge did. So
Yeah,
Holdridge
right.
caused that, but yet
Right.
when's the
Because-
accountability come in? I gotta ask.
he is accountable. And,
Yep.
and frankly, I think that the work that he did that night was exemplary. He's an exemplary police officer based on that. I don't like to admit it because he doesn't work for me. But he did good work. He was out there being proactive. He saw you guys doing something that was objectively suspicious. Right? Parked on the sidewalk, going through a car, right?
We have the keys.
Being
We're allowed
parked
to
on
be
the,
here.
on the sidewalk is a crime. That's probable cause.
My
right
tire
there.
was
tire.
on there, but we were forced because of the parking and the volunteers to go through. We're forced to park there.
And it's binary though. It's either probable cause or it's not. And based on that, you would have had to provide him with identification, not just your first and last name.
All I know is he provided, he provided whose car it was. The other guy provided the keys to the car, and then he called me, which then all of a sudden he said it's my
already
dad's
too
car,
late.
and then here's dad showing up screaming, "That's my kid, that's my car." When
It's already too late as soon as you hopped out of the car. We
No,
know.
no. If you guys had calmed down and taken a breath and explained without being insulting, without yelling at him and calling him a tyrant,
I
or
didn't
whatever you
insult
called him
him
in
at
the
first.
video, you said lots of stuff on the video.
After I'm already on the ground, pinned
Okay?
against the
After
car
you
and
were already
rocks.
lawfully detained based on your initial response to him.
Right.
Right.
My response of not being aggressive, answering his questions.
And he wasn't. That's what I was about to say. He wasn't aggressive.
Again, this is right now. It's our opinions.
He
My
said.
opinion is
He said.
that, and you guys are trying to get the district attorneys to take your case, and I assume you've told them what you think, and they
No, they won't let me. No, sir.
They won't talk to him.
They won't talk to me.
They won't talk to you about.
We cannot talk to you by this further. Your son has counsel. Click. And that was it. I couldn't call anymore. And then after that, my phone number goes directly to someplace else.
Gotcha.
So I've
My
tried.
advice would be to wait until you can talk to them about this case, and then run it by them. If you don't like the way that we've handled it, because we've handled it. Now I've seen the videos that you provided. I've seen our video angles. I have not seen an excessive force issue there. I have seen a language issue and a professionalism issue. Not
Language
from
issue.
Deputy Holdridge.
Ex-
Deputy Holdridge was professional.
Really? He's Scott cussing in
First one.
That's, you know what?
right off the bat.
That's
So it's not okay for us, but it's okay for you guys. Is what I'm hearing.
he did. No one said that your language caused anything here. It was
The
had
captain
nothing
did.
to do with your language.
Please get the same captain to talk to me the next day. I'd love to talk to him next
It was
because
the vocalization, the lack of compliance, and lack of following a lawful order.
yeah, I don't sit on the ground, especially if I know I'm not committing anything. I don't sit on the ground. You want to ask me for ID? I'll give you my ID.
You want to be binary about committing a law. You're parked on the sidewalk. It's a violation of law. I'm a traffic guy. You can't block a sidewalk, obstruct it with your car. And right there is one violation. If he tells you, hey, get out of the car and sit on the ground, after that one violation, you're required to do it.
They weren't in the car.
They weren't in the car.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, all right.
Hmm.
And to put the icing on the cake at the end, you guys, your officers, were unaware of the whole situation and had the drunk guy move the car.
Yeah, there's a traffic violation for you guys.
Again, more hazards that were caused by everyone's lack of cooperation at the scene. Right?
Ours or theirs?
So also a footnote was Timmy also stays there till 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not unheard of to be at those businesses way late. So I mean, not that it matters, but
So you don't want the sheriff's office in there to patrolling that area? I don't think they're going to have an issue because people who are there, you say, hey, what's going on? They'll say, oh, hey, Timmy, this is my shop. Or I'm Timmy, this is my shop. Okay, do you have any ID? Yeah, I do. Or yeah, I'm Timmy so-and-so. I'll be in locals.
in the videos that you guys have, you'll see me wearing Douglas Radiator. I'm wearing the sweater.
I can't see you at all in the video.
Well, when
until
you
the
watch
very
the
end.
other ones from the other officers, you'll see I'm sitting there wearing the sweater to
But
the
it's after
business.
you're already at the scene obstructing and delaying the officer from doing his job.
Yeah, you should have just ran
That's
the
what they
plates.
arrested you for.
Should have just ran the plates and asked who's and been on his
Didn't have
way.
time to run the
And at
plates.
the beginning, I have to say this too. At the beginning of time, when he called my dad, you can hear Holdridge turn around and try to blame him. He could have called his dad. Who's the one that showed up? Why did he say that at the end when his dad did show up to verify everything else?
Again,
When do you say? When do you
In
say
middle
that?
of calling.
We're
Go ahead,
picking
get
little details out of here, right? And my job is to see if there's an identifiable violation of a possible law. Have an identifiable law.
I'm sure if I bring the case, everything, a lot more is going to come to light.
Well, frankly, if it had been me as the watch commander, I don't know if the situation would have gone down exactly how it had, but I wasn't there.
You mean driving me back? You mean, or
Any of
all of
it,
it?
the whole thing.
I wouldn't have.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I would have said, hey, who's the name of the car? Because I'm running these plates. If you guys run, I'm getting you. And then stay right there. You know, especially when Audie refused me, let me run the plates. Oh, Mike Simons? Oh, okay. And then drive about the way, and then nobody gets attacked. Nobody nowhere.
Well,
Stays behind your safe car. Run your,
no,
do your
he made
everything.
guys run away, unfortunately. He was trying to prevent whoever that was committing the crime from
But
running.
you see,
Yeah, you're in
see
a car,
these two
though.
guys calm, collective.
I
not-
can't. I see it,
not-
and that's like the different trade eyes, right? I see your buddy looking for a way out. I see him looking to run. I see you reaching behind you and not complying. I see you not answering. See what I mean? It's just two different sets of eyes.
Right, right,
It's a
right.
reasonable officer, right? I'm a reasonable officer. I'm a reasonable officer who works this beat at night. I'm a reasonable officer who's been dealing with this public for 15 years. And reasonable is what the reasonable officer sees, not what the kid's dad sees, right? Not with what your drunk buddy sees. It's what a reasonable officer sees of the crime. And a reasonable officer sees that as being reasonable, not only reasonable, but exceptional.
It's
That's
your
what I
opinion.
saw. Yep. All right, guys. I do appreciate you guys coming
Absolutely.
by and talking to me, and I really do like the local business owners here, and we do everything we can to protect your businesses and to uphold the law and to keep peace in this community. And thank you for being a business owner. And I'm sorry that this happened the way it did. I really do hope you guys get some satisfaction or understand it from whatever perspective it winds up falling out as. Okay. It's being documented by my end, and it's just a supervisory inquiry at this point. And I'll send it up the chain, and whatever happens to it from here is kind of out of my hands.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go. Do I call the mayor? I mean, because these guys, the Attorney General Carson said that they do internal stuff, and then they only do county stuff, and it's like, wait, where do I go?
The sheriff is elected, okay, and you can, if it goes to the sheriff and you don't get satisfaction there, then your best recourse is through campaigning against the sheriff if you don't like the way he made his decision.
Or just be stupid and sue like everybody else does.
Well, that is something that people do to us every day, and I
Right,
will
right,
tell you that it doesn't usually end how they expect it will. So,
Well, that's where he'll get more critiqued, at this moment. I
yeah,
understand
if you bring it through to a judge and a judge reviews the evidence and a judge says, okay, yeah, this was, violated whatever rights you have or violated the law, then it could wind up going for the that's for remuneration, monetary remuneration, right?
Right.
So it wouldn't affect our internal findings in this case.
Oh, that's exactly what I figured.
Yep. Sorry, Mike. It's nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you
Hopefully,
too.
I don't see you around on the streets because I'm